Much for bringing us all together safely. Just be with us as our meeting goes and through its conclusion, and just keep us safe on the way home. And just thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to gather in a free country that you have blessed us with, and just never let us forget all the great things about this country. And we ask these things in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
Knowledge pledge.
Pledge.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Come on in. Come on in. If everyone will silence their cell phones, I would appreciate it. Just get them a little bit quiet. Otherwise, I would consider it a very rich target environment. For sure. Okay. We still up good? All right, we're good. All right, cool. All right. Folks, I would like to remind everyone that OK2A is not a gun organization. We are a liberty organization. We just happen to realize it takes gun to maintain that liberty. And so tonight I want to recognize who's come in the farthest. So we've got Murray State College right here. These guys came in from Tishomingo, right? Is that right? Or did you guys just bunk up somewhere on the side of the road? No? That's right. All right. Murray State. These guys are students in the gunsmithing class down there, and it's really funny. I've gotten calls a time or two saying, do you know those guys are carrying AR-15s down there? I said, well, yeah, because they make them. Yeah, kind of hard not to do that. Haven't got to that trick yet on that. But anyway, homework. I like that. I like that for sure. Maybe you noticed, in fact, let me go over this first. You may have noticed on our Facebook post just a couple weeks ago, man, that seemed like an eternity. The way life's been at the Capitol, folks, let me tell you. But we had a little town called Piedmont, Oklahoma, built a brand new park and decided that they were going to prohibit firearms and knives in the park. There was only one problem with that, is that it's illegal for a city to do such a thing. And so this was brought to my attention. So finally, when I got an email put together on an afternoon at 4 o'clock, by the next morning at 9 a.m., the sign was taken down by the chief of police, and I had already notified the sheriff that you guys aren't going to try to enforce this, are you? And they're like, we didn't know what was up. And thanks to Sheriff West out in Canadian County, and man, I wished I could remember the chief of police name, but he was excellent. He called me and let me know. He says that this thing's down. If we'd have known that they were thinking about putting it up, we'd have never let it happen. So that's the kind of response. One, people say, well, man, someone needs to show them a lesson. No, folks, government said it made a mistake and it fixed it and it didn't wait to do it. I'm thrilled to death for that. You don't see that. And like I say, it's just what can be done with just a simple, hey, you've got a policy here that's out of compliance with state regulation. Here's a suggestion to bring it into compliance, either by add these words to it or just take the sign down. And they said, we're taking the sign down. So that's a safer park in Piedmont, Oklahoma. And as a result of this, now I've got people sending me from all over the place that's got these signs up. And in all fairness to some of these signs are old. They're like 20 years old. They've been there forever. They've never been enforced. It's not an issue other than we just don't like seeing it. So on some of these, we're just going to make it easier. It's like, folks, just fix it when you can. And also, if there's someone wants to volunteer at some point to go up and offer to cover that portion of the sign up or make some other suggestion to go over it, I'd love to get a volunteer to do that and have OK2A be able to help some of these places with that. It was funny with the conversation. I ended up getting a call. I ended up getting an email from the chairman of the board of directors for the park. And said, oh, yeah, we didn't realize we were breaking the law. And we just figured it was like any other school. So what I did was, I said, well, if you think it's a school, let me send you the sign that needs to be up there, which said specifically, if you come in here to harm any of our kids, we're going to shoot you dead. In so many words. So, and I sent that to him, and funny, I didn't get a response back after that. But we do have and I'm not going to say the town yet, but outside of Sand Springs, there's a small school that is going to be arming their teachers. And OK2A, your dues, your membership, the raffles is going to pay for signs to go up, 3 signs to go up on that school campus. So if people wonder, one of the things that we do with dues, that's one of it. Man, I have no doubt in my mind I could come into a group like this and say, guys, it's going to cost $150. Chip in. Who's in? And I know that they would come to the rescue to do that too. So there we go. Okay. Let's see. What else did we go? This is one of those things that take place that I wasn't planning. But my son had got us tickets to some kind of goofy concert thing at the Chesapeake Arena on Friday night. And so I always wear a body cam wherever I go for pretty good reasons. But anyway, my wife and I are going, and I didn't know they had metal detectors up there. I'd heard they had. I didn't know it for sure. But I had my knife in my pocket. And they decided to tell me that I couldn't bring it in there. And I said, no, that's inconsistent with state law. You're violating state law. And after I talked to 5 people over a 20-minute period of time, and one officer realized, and he backed and says, I have nothing to do with this. Don't even call me on this. Realized that they were messing up. So I've spoke with a OK2A attorney, and we'll be filing a civil action against the Chesapeake Arena for a civil rights violation of hampering a Second Amendment right by the peaceful carry of a pocket knife. I just get so tired of this, but and like I say, I'm not going to go into detail because it is going to be an action. But I'm just letting you know, this stuff has got to stop. And one of the ladies said, "Well, professional basketball policy is that you can't have a knife here." I'm thinking, your professional basketball does not supersede our constitutional and also state preemption rights. So, slam that, I guess. So anyway, come on in. We got room here, guys. Make some room if you would. Come on in. We doing all right? She is on? Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, Bev's on? Okay, Bev Foreign. Bev's in Oregon, and I want to make our locals know here, Bev is fighting a serious illness, and for not the first time, I think it's about the 3rd time. And she is in doing medical procedures in Oregon, and she's one of our members. And guys, I want to hold her up in her prayers, because she's fighting a fight of a different kind of liberty than what we're just discussing here. So anyway, keep that in your prayers too, all right? Also, you guys that are watching Facebook Live, type in where you're at, what city, what state, what parking lot, what restaurant. It doesn't matter. Let us know. Come on in, Steve Lewis. Let us know. James Miller's flying right now and watching this from an aircraft, commercial air flight. James, you have got no life at all, dude. You've got to do better than this, that's for sure. All right. Okay. Maybe you guys noticed in the last 2 weeks there was a bit of a commotion going on at the state capitol. I don't know if you got to catch any of that at all. Now, I'm not here to critique whether the action was appropriate or not, but I'm just telling you, when you've got 20 to 50,000 people in a building that only holds 10, and cell phones go completely, you can't get an email in or out, phone call, and even the inter-house systems were going down. So to make a long story short, in the last 2 weeks before this week, we still managed to get 9 gun bills passed and moved forward. And I'm telling you, that was something else. And still, I mean, literally, I had 4 bills being heard at the same time, and I actually managed to get to each one of them and also get the scores down and keep you guys posted on what was going on Facebook. And did anyone catch the Facebook stuff? What we did get last week? Yep, some of it. Okay, good. Because I'd like to think some people are watching that, right? Come on in, guys. Just like church, all them Baptists show up at the back. Okay, well, let's go over some of the bills. Now, any of you guys remember Senate Bill 615? Remember what that was about? Isn't that amazing how we got a bill passed and you never heard anything about it? What it is, we actually started this bill last year. And Senate Bill 615 is a private property rights bill. It's very important that we get this passed, and it's got to go one more vote to the House, and it goes to the governor's desk. Senate Bill 615 is what we've called the 300-pound rat bill. Feral hogs are 300-pound rats, and I don't think, especially when I live in an unincorporated area, that I need to ask for permission from the government to kill the 300-pound rat on my property as I see fit, when I see fit. And so what this bill does is it takes, it basically just overrides the regulation by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife. And if you own the property, I can invite every one of you to my property. You do not have to have a hunting license, and we shoot those things like rats day or night. Can use infrared, can use nighttime vision, can shoot from a moving vehicle, and can use spotlights. What do we leave out? What do we leave out? There's what? Suppressors you already can on private property. So, but yeah, nice touch. Exactly right.
Sounds like a
helicopters you can do during the day. We got that passed last year. Oh, the helicopters. Have you guys seen those videos? That's pretty fun. Yeah,
This
you go right
sounds like
ahead.
an invitation to me.
Well, I'm trying to get into one myself. So anyway, but that's the 300-pound rat bill. And like I say, what we did was this was just time got so busy at the end of last session, especially with all the financial issues, that you're allowed to carry the bill over. And so we managed to get it heard on that Monday. I'm sorry, it was scheduled for Monday. We got it heard on Tuesday, and it was passed out. I forget what it passed, 34-8. So not exactly anything real close, but there were some Republicans that voted against it. Yeah, and they're running for other offices. So we will make sure you're kept abreast of who did not support your property rights and your Second Amendment rights. So it will be well published. In fact, we've already published it on the Facebook, so if you want to go back and check on that. House Bill 2632. This is what we've called the Places of Worship Bill. It passed the Senate I've just lost my days. It passed the Senate last week and is on the way back to the House because we did an amendment. And let me tell you something, this bill went from good to really, really great, and I'm going to explain why. Currently, under current law, under the Make My Day law, you have the right to expect absolute safety inside your own home or a place of business. But it's related to a forced entry. The new language in this bill adds a place of worship, and it says just an entry or a forced entry. So in other words, if you're in your home, someone knocks on the door, can I use your phone? My car's broke down so I can call somebody. You let them in. This is not a forced entry. You let them in, they go over to the phone, but they end up picking a knife up out of the butcher block and they start stabbing you. You've actually given up your right to absolute safety, which means that you can't be sued and anything counts for you to stop the perpetrator. Anything counts. Well, like I say, now this will include a non-forced entry. So if someone has gotten into your car with you, if someone has come into a business, because businesses have the doors open all the time, it's not a forced entry. And obviously a place of worship would be underneath that same category. So like I said, we've taken a good bill and making it even better. And I'm really proud of how we've worked this thing through. If you guys remember Representative Babinek, who was our freshman of the year last year, who got, what bill did he get passed last year? Well, he's going to be mad at me. I forgot what bill he got passed. Well, anyway, it was a big bill. But he got it passed for us last year. This is the same freshman, like I say, State Representative Greg Babinek out of up there on the turnpike. But anyway, we really appreciate him handling that. And it's going to be coming back to the House, which will probably show up there next week for a vote on it. So, and it shouldn't be any problem, and it should be on the governor's desk for that. House Bill 2527, haven't done a whole lot of telling people what this is about, and it really only affects you if you're an employee of a county. And what it does is the bill will allow, and it's been amended, but the bill will allow an employee of the county with the approval of the sheriff to be able to carry into that county courthouse or any annex building around it. And now, I've had a lot of people get mad at me, say, oh man, these people are specialized. What do I got to do to be able to carry? I said, well, get a job in the courthouse. And this all stems from, and I live in Logan County, this all stems from some of the employees, part of their job is to take bank deposits to the bank. And just like in any county, anywhere, a security help aid to get to their car and back is just not always available. And whenever I had a 110-pound lady ask me, I just want to be able to carry my gun so I can defend myself, I said, yeah, we're going to do whatever it takes for that to happen. Absolutely, because it's just crazy that you can't. So this is a step, and last year people were mad at us because we passed a bill that said an elected official could, but that was just laying the groundwork so we could get to this. And like I say, I preached, you guys have heard me preach incrementalism. We don't have the strong, conservative, constitutionally minded background in that state capitol building to just say, yes, we'll fix it all at once. The problem is we have to take these little baby steps, but we're going the right direction. You know, as long as we get across the goal line, I'm not so worried how we get there, but by any means. Okay. Also, this week, House Bill 3353. What this bill does is and in fact, it's on the governor's desk. It was passed yesterday, and it is on the governor's desk to be signed right now. It was 38-0 out of the Senate. What this bill does, and a lot of people say, "Oh, this is stupid. We've already got that." Well, not really. It says, where'd my notes go there? It's so a person can carry a handgun under their SDA license while scouting, hunting, or fishing, and it includes on a wildlife management area. And you already could, it just cleans it up. Because right now the current language says you can carry a handgun while you're bow hunting. But since we had a game warden in Tulsa County that says somebody's carrying a handgun and they got a flashlight, I'm going to sign and write them up for spotlighting. And we're like, no, you're not. No, you're not going to do that. And so anyway, this is directly related to making sure and putting a game warden back in his place. No, it's self-defense supersedes hunting. It supersedes all these other things. But I want to make it perfectly clear. If you're carrying a handgun and you pull it out and take a shot at a deer or a feral hog or something like that on that public property, folks, they can control the discharge of the firearm. They can. Now, if a feral hog's charging its self-defense, that's actually a different issue. But I want to make sure you understand, you can't just think you're going to go out there and start, shooting stuff, game, with the pistol off the side of your hip. That's not what it's about. It's about self-defense, because maybe some of you know about hunting the feral hogs, the bobcat, whatever else is out there, meth head. You don't know what's out there. It's called the wildlife for a reason, So anyway, and like I said, we took some criticism on this, which just absolutely has been driving some of us nuts. Well, this is, what was the word they used, Kendall? It was minor, irrelevant.
Minor bills.
Minor bills. I don't know how on earth clarifying the language to guarantee your right to keep and bear arms is a minor bill. So if we appear to be touchy about any of our bills being minor, I'm going to take offense to it, because like I say, each one of these is moving towards the direction that we're trying to get back to, which is restoring all of our rights and not asking government for permission to exercise them. Any questions on that? Anyone got any questions so far?
What was the number of the county employees there?
The number is House Bill 2527.
Thank you.
Are you looking for another job? So you can carry in there? No?
No, I got a buddy who's a county employee in Arizona. Or he's actually not a county, but similar to county. And
Okay.
his company policy doesn't well afford this.
Well, but this has to do with the county public employee. Yeah,
I know,
okay.
but it's a building block.
Yes, that's exactly right. It goes that way. Okay, also, House Bill 2889. I haven't given a whole lot of attention to this because we've had some bigger irons in the fire, but quite simply what this does, and it just hacks me off, it just depends who reads it, but an accountants that keep the eye on the sheriffs and their deposit funds are saying some sheriffs cannot charge less for the fingerprinting portion of the SDA license. It's just absolutely stupid. So this bill is so they can charge less or nothing at all. So anything that can help the citizen to acquire the license and make it more easier and convenient, I'm all for it. And like I say, it's just one of those dumb things. You can't charge less if they want to. Well, they thought so. The accountants told them they couldn't. I read the language. Our attorney said that doesn't, but we'll pass it anyway. And so that's what that's about. So do some of these bills make sense? No, but they are a necessity by any means. Any questions on that? None at all? Really? Okay. Today, another bill was passed, and I've people want, why don't you just go up there and tell them you need to just get this passed and get done? And I'm telling you folks, don't get frustrated, because today we got a bill passed and it's on the governor's desk, and I've been working on it for 8 years. 8 years. And in that 8 years, the bill has only a one-word change.
Wow.
Yeah. And you wonder what that could be. Well, I remember when this first came up in 2010, like, what are these guys thinking? But what the bill does is, currently under cliqued law in the Self-Defense Act, it authorizes any officer to carry anywhere. Well, on the surface, that sounds good. I want officers to be able to carry. But the problem is that anywhere includes your house. That could include your car. It's a huge Fourth Amendment violation. And so we changed the language from anywhere to throughout the state, because that makes it brings it back to that the law enforcement officer has to respect private property rights. So, and also the thing is, if there was a restaurant that says, and I would never hope they would do this, oh, we don't want all these police officers here, you have to leave. Well, since an officer could carry anywhere, he would not be required to leave. And even though I would disagree with the property owner, it's still their right to be stupid. It's still their right. So this changed it to throughout the state, so the property owner could still maintain their property right for weapons on it, unless the officer has probable cause, has a warrant, or permission. So that might seem like a very small, very nothing thing, but folks, I'm telling you, and fortunately we don't know of any issue that was caused by law enforcement officers. But again, we try to be proactive and not reactive. And I've been proactive for 8 years. So that's one of the things OK2A is looking out for you. And as an instructor, and I go through the book thinking, man, this is stupid. Man, this is stupid. So that's been on my stupid list for quite a while. Any questions on that? None at all?
Thank you, Bill.
Constitutional hearing.
Also, another bill that was passed came out of committee last week. Came off the floor last week, Senate Bill 910. And again, it's a duplicate bill mirroring so you can carry while scouting, hunting, or fishing. That's in the House. And like I said, we do this just to make sure we get something on the governor's desk that will work. Also, I'll bring up real quick Senate Bill 1024. You haven't heard me talk about this too much. There was a House version of it. And what this bill does, it allows a permanent resident of the state of Oklahoma apply for an SDA license. And we've had a lot of confusion on this. Hey, if you're born in Oklahoma, the people are thinking, well, I'm a permanent resident. No, this is a person that's born out of the country, and they legally come in here and they're on a green card. That's the permanent resident we're talking about. So those people could acquire an SDA license, and this is one of the bills that we're working and trying to get to the floor. But I spoke with the floor leader today, and he's assured me that some way we're going to get that to the floor. I know that doesn't affect a whole lot of people, but we actually have 3 members that have spouses that are here on green cards. So that's just one of those things. Yes, sir.
I have one issue that has come up with that before. Is I know there are states that issue driver's licenses and things, and they'll issue them flat out to illegal aliens. But one of the things, many of them are overstays of visas. I would encourage some language in that would tie the expiration date to the expiration date of whatever their legal document is that allows them in here, so that everything expires all at once. So, because they would, I know personally, guys.
That's already federal law.
No.
Yeah, as soon as that person is violated their visa, that's already they're not a.
Well, I understand that, but as a practical matter, these people would have unexpired driver's licenses, and even though their visa had expired, the driver's license given by the state doesn't expire at the same time, so they can walk around with a perfectly good driver's license,
right.
Or and those any document at any government at any level has to be tied to the expiration date of their visa, right. So that everything stops all at once.
Well, that could possibly even part of the NICS check. So yeah, but that's a whole other rabbit trail for us to go down. Yes. So if I want to come back to my rabbit trail,
okay,
thank you. just for a little bit here, just for a little bit.
Are those people considered resident aliens?
they're considered legal residents. That's the actual term. And actually, we even put the word lawful legal residents just to over clarify it in there. So it's in there like that. And like I said, it's just one of those things you don't think about. But like I said, we've got some members that they want to arm their wives and they can't get a license for them. And also, we need to lay the groundwork for other reasons for that, and I'll get into that here in just a little bit. Any other questions on that? None at all? You're kidding me. Okay. You do? Oh, I thought someone said yes. All right. Okay. On later this month, on the 28th, we got a rally. People say, oh, we need a rally on a Saturday. Well, we had a pretty good rally on a Monday. In fact, a lot of these faces were up there on a Monday, and we actually took criticism for having it on a Monday. But folks, let me remind you, we passed 9 bills over the next 2 weeks. So I would say that was quite successful, because a lot of you got to meet legislators, and they got to meet you, and I had wonderful compliments that came up after that from many of them on our crowd and their enthusiasm and just their politeness and respectfulness. And of course, that was before the teachers had showed up down there. Of course, that was just the way it is. 20,000 people in a building, it's just going to be that way. Have we woke you up yet? You been awake? Okay. I'm just checking there. All right. Just don't want to hear any snoring. Okay, but anyway, also on the 28th, the rally is going to include a concert, because the Gypsy Store Troubadours have offered to put on a rally to benefit the Oklahoma Second Amendment Association, a concert. And these guys are some serious good, if you look that up, and they've got some pretty good stuff online to watch. And it's like they're putting on the rally. This will be in Chandler, Oklahoma, right on Highway 66 on a Saturday night. So, folks, mark your calendars. They allow people from Tishomingo in there. Just get your travel visa. He'll work that out for you. All right, just get your travel visa. Yeah. But anyway, you'll get an email from us. You're a member, right? Yeah, you'll get the email. What's the name of the thing? I forget. It's the old armory right there on Highway 66. Right. It'll be where all the cars are. Yeah.
Posted on Facebook too.
Yes. Yep. And we'll have it back up there again, and it's supposed to be back up on, but you get tickets should be able to get online. You can go to our page, and then also just go to our page and at the door. That's right. And also, we're gonna have a raffle, and the raffle is going to include one of those black scary guns that some of these guys back there make. Yep, and it goes pew pew. And well, yours go faster than pew pew. Okay, I believe you. The pew pew specialist back there in the back row. That's right. But anyway, we'll have an AR-15 that will be raffled off that night. So be there. You're going to need to be there to win it. And also, we're going to have some other stuff raffled off to go. And we'll have the list up on what we're going to have. Also, we got a guy, which I love, has donated some barbecue sauce. We're going to be dealing that out. I'm a barbecue fan, so that works just fine for me. Yep, you betcha. Let's see. Merkin? Okay, we're going to do... Oh, where did I do with it? Oh, it's right in front of me. Okay. People say, what's the gun bill look like? That's no big deal. It's no big deal. Right. That's one gun bill. Yeah, that's one gun bill. And people say, well, why does it take so much to get a gun bill done? Well, the reason because this is Senate Bill 1212. Put that down in your head, Senate Bill 1212, because this is constitutional carry. It will be on the chart Thursday morning. Yeah. This is, as long as you're 21 years of age, you can legally purchase or acquire a firearm. You do not have domestic violence or all the other no-nos. Other than that, you can carry a firearm on your person or in your car without permission from the government. Yeah. So that's what that we'll get the phone numbers up. Start ringing your legislator's phone. Talk to them. Politely ask to speak to them. When you speak to, if they're not available, ask for them to call you back and tell them Senate Bill 1212. And you like that SB, like short barrel 12 gauge? That kind of worked out pretty good. Believe it or not, our senator, that's the Senate author of this, is, let's use 1212. I said, you got it. He said, that's easy to remember. I said, that's right. So what is it, folks? 1212. That's right. That's right. Senate Bill 1212. And I say, yes, sir.
In your email, you say Senate Bill 1212 has to do with wildlife management areas.
Isn't that great? It does. It does, the original bill. And we're amending constitutional carry into that bill.
You got to give up all from early
Yes, ma'am.
to stay ahead of him.
When are we going to get campus carry?
When are we going to get campus carry? Like I don't have enough mountains to climb over right now. Like I just try to sleep between about 1 and 3 in the morning. Okay. I've got if you can only imagine the dogfight that's going to come out, because between now and Thursday morning, there's going to probably be no less than 20 or 30 lobbyists working against this. That's why we've held off so late to get this information out on what we're doing here. All right, but again, that's why for every lobbyist, I need 100, 200 phone calls. I need emails. I need people showing up. Show up. If you've never showed up to Capitol, come on. Just come in there. And does everyone know who your legislator is? Got all the heads went up. Do what?
I think they did Griffin. I think.
What?
Logan County.
Logan County. Yes, Senator Griffin. Who's your rep?
Not for long. Yeah, I know. She's resigned. She's running for that seat.
Yeah, we'll get introductions going here in a minute.
I don't remember who the rep is.
Jason Murphy is your rep for Guthrie.
Yeah,
Jason Murphy,
Anybody take the mayor's place?
mayor of
Oklahoma City?
David Holtz.
Yeah, no, he's no longer my senator.
Oh, no, it's an open seat.
It's just gone.
Yeah. And you, right. Yep, so you get in fact, yeah, we're going to have a guy here speaking tonight that's working for the seat. So we'll get introductions here in just a minute. His name's Eric Roberts. He'll be up here in just a minute.
Don,
Sir.
in regard to that also, let everybody know to bring their friends into the group so they have one source to go to about.
You know what I should do is have you in front of the camera doing this, because it's amazing how much you have to do. We tied your hands up, you couldn't talk. Okay, so we want people to bring your friends into the group.
Strength in numbers.
Big in numbers, all right, strength in numbers. This group is growing like crazy as it is, and we need to keep growing it. Also, have people come to the Facebook page and like it, and you can watch wonderfuls just like this. Last month we had over 19,000 watch this. So, folks, our numbers are growing, and we have to grow because it still ain't enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. So we've got to keep going. But, yeah, isn't that amazing? So, yeah, my wife says, you watch what you say. They're going to be watching. Yeah, I know. She's probably home watching me now. Or probably not. Probably. I get enough of that as it is. Okay, so Senate Bill 1212. Like I say, this is something, and people, you know, like you guys that are constitutional carry. Where is it? What happened to it? Folks, this has been our plan. And so when it seems like, the criticisms of, well, he won't tell us what we're going on. That's right, because I don't want the enemy to know what's going on, because this thing's going to have more torpedoes coming out than you can imagine. And then that's nothing, because wait till it gets to the Senate, where the state chamber, the universities, all have control of the Senate. That's why these elections are so important, to get constitutionally minded people. Because some of them are terming out, that are the real good ones, and some of them are said, I've had enough. And they're going home because of the pressure and the tension. You're away from your family for 3 or 4 nights of a week, and there's a lot of people that don't appreciate when whichever way you vote or whichever way you do. It's tough, and that's why when I say, when you talk to a legislator, you will never ever hear a complaint from a legislator that I've spoken to them inappropriately. You're not going to do that, because it doesn't do you any good. These people still have lives. They still got to go home and to their families and stuff, and it's a very unappreciable thing. So whenever they get a phone call from you, and like I say, one would be Senator Nathan Dahm call his office and say, thank you, Senator, for getting constitutional carry. Also, State Representative Sean Roberts, who's the Senate author, thank you for getting constitutional ready. And also, State Representative Jeff Cootie, who's amending the bill so it becomes the constitutional carry. Folks, this is how this has worked. Yes, ma'am, you got a question?
Can I just say that Sean Roberts is going to be having some opposition. Louise Redcorn
Yes.
in his election. And she has stated in some Facebook posts that I happen to have that she's changed from Democrat to Republican just so she can.
Oh, well, then she's ready to go.
Yeah, and she has the
That's never happened before.
She has a paper and she has the Osage Nation behind her.
Right.
So he really needs the support.
Yep.
And you have rated the representative in my area at 67%, so I'm running against her.
Okay, who's your representative?
J.D. Nolan.
Okay, we don't rate on a percentage, we rate on a grade, so that's probably OPAC or
That
some
was
other.
Smart, I saw.
Okay, so one of the other conservative groups probably put that rating. So if you're and what's your name, ma'am?
Emily Deloge.
Okay, well we're gonna have a candidate night here tonight here in just a minute. In fact, we're gonna start pretty quick because I've pretty well gone through all this. But anyway, House Bill or Senate Bill 1212, right? I want to beat that in your head and make sure everyone knows that. Get the word out and let's go from there.
When
Now,
do we need to be calling?
I'm sorry.
When do we need you to be calling?
Start tonight, because just leave a message on their phone and then call them again tomorrow.
So sometime soon?
Yes, soon. Yeah, do not wait. Get on it and call your representative and do that. Also, I want to make one clear thing too. State Representative, the floor leader of the House of Representatives, is John Eccles. You can send him the hugest big thank you for too, because I cannot imagine how well this has worked so well to have that kind of a working relationship with the state representative, and that's what OK2A has done. We've been working with these people for years to get the right people in there, keep the right people in there, and get more of the right people in there. So that's what we're after here. Okay, I'm going to do this. We've got a flurry of candidates here tonight. I'm looking forward to this. Some of them have already filled out candidate surveys. We put on our candidate surveys everything. Will you support constitutional carry? All the way, will you support carrying to the state capitol? And a whole list of other things, and including a college campus. Okay? So, if you don't, you will not be endorsed by OK2A if you just don't meet that basic criteria on that. It just won't happen. And don't call me now. Okay. So anyway, so what I want to do is I want to start with Eric Roberts. Would you come on up here? And I'm going to let you introduce yourself. I'm going to let you.
Here's my survey.
No pressure.
This would go as an A, because all he needs is a little bit of AK. He's got one question. He's got one question. You probably never even thought about it, did you?
No, the game warden
Yeah.
question? Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, geez, I
Because
never even thought of that.
our game warden question reads as this: will you support legislation requiring game wardens to follow the same legal procedures entering private property as other law enforcement officers must follow, requiring more than the mere discharge of a firearm before entering private property without permission or a warrant in areas where the discharge of the firearm is a legal act?
Yeah.
And that's a yes or no. So we'll go over that with him. Boy, he didn't
Little
answer.
unsure on that.
Yeah,
just on the wording.
but that's just a matter. But everything else here, yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So anyway, Mr. Roberts, go right ahead. You got just a couple minutes here.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate you. Well, is
What
Colin?
district? Would you go over your district again?
Is Colin real quick? Is Colin Anderson here? No, he's the one I talked to on the phone. He called me and said, "You need to get down to the OK2A." He's just recently moved here, and he spoke to me on the phone, and that's why I'm here. So I just wanted to shout out to him. My name is Eric Roberts. I'm running for State Senate District 30, and that would be David Holt's now vacant seat. Now he's now the new mayor. So I run all the way from Memorial Road, north past Quail Creek, a little bit of Village, all the way down the west side of the lake, all the way to 23rd Street, then all the way out to basically County Line, and all the way east to Shepherd Mall, between 10th and 23rd. So I'm a businessman.
small businessman, been in business over 26 years. Think we need a little more business sense and a whole lot more common sense down at state capitol right now. Usually at this point I'd open it up and have you grill a candidate, but we only have a couple of minutes.
I just want you to go real quick. And like, his survey looks very, very good, and it's nice to have it.
Oh, and just real quick, I have my federal firearms license. I'm a member of the NRA, the Oklahoma City Gun Club, and I have my concealed carry.
Hold it. Very good. Hang on, there's one other question here. Did you answer? Let me see. Hang on here. Oh, are you a member of the Oklahoma Second Amendment Association?
I soon will be. Because
how's that for pressure, huh?
Well, like I said, I just found out about this about a week ago. So
no, but you'll see with this group. What's that?
I said, does he have Law Shield?
Yeah, do you have U.S. Law Shield also? That's right. No, but that's one of the questions because we want to know how involved. And like I say, when OK2A started, there was 1 or 2 members, and now we've have about 18 or 20 members of the current members that are members of the Oklahoma Second Amendment Association. So, and we'll keep growing that. And like I said, that's them putting their money in. We don't give them any favors. You're going to be a member. You need to pay because this ain't a George Soros operation. So we're it. So anyway, Eric, I appreciate your time. And we'll be talking to you since you're right in our backyard.
If anyone wants to talk to me, I'll stay afterwards. And so if anyone wants to talk to me, I'll be more than ready to answer any questions y'all have.
There's your couple voters right there.
I'll be talking to you too.
All right. Let's do this. Aya Kelly. Aya. I'm sorry.
Aya.
Come on
Think
up
of it
here.
like Aya.
Now, this is important to me because she has the potential to be my state senator. So I'm thrilled that she's made such an effort to reach out to us and also to get in touch with the issues on what's going on. And also Mrs. Oklahoma, is that right? So it works for me too. So anyway, Aya Kelly, I see for here, hang on. I call everyone senator anyway. I don't need to know her first name. So there you go.
Senator works. Hi, thank you. Yes, I'm Aya Attaway Kelly, and I am running for State Senate District 20. For those of you who are here from Logan County, Kingfisher County, Noble County, or Pawnee County. And I'm really excited. I was born in another country. My dad's a retired Air Force Master Sergeant. My husband was in the Army. 2 sons of ours were in the Marines and now police officers. My daughter's in law school. So I taught at Langston University for 11 years. So I think we have the bases covered. As far as the Second Amendment, when people ask me about it, I tell them that we really have nothing to discuss. It's nothing to vote about. It's nothing to argue about. It's an unalienable right that was given to us to protect us from tyrants. I'm glad that we can protect our properties and protect ourselves and that we can hunt, but that wasn't even really the reason for the Second Amendment. So I'm hardcore on that. I'm running a tight, conservative campaign, and so I appreciate everyone who will vote for me, and tell your friends and neighbors, and we're going to get this done.
There's a drawback having the president of OK2A living in your district. But on the other hand, current Senator A.J. Griffin, she was freshman legislator of the year, and she also passed back in Senate Bill 173, which is the one bill that I made sure it clarified that it's not a criminal act to enter a private property that has the no gun sign. So that's what happens when I get to work with senators. So hopefully we may have a campus carry bill for you. Or no. Oh, she's asleep. She wasn't paying attention. Back there in the corner. So anyway, okay. Also, this is pretty exciting too. Leslie, how do you see your last name?
Nesmith, like the monkey.
Nesmith. No, okay. Like the monkey?
Like the monkeys.
I don't keep track of the monkey.
Michael Nesmith.
Yeah.
Oh, that monkey. So I grew up in the 60s. I should know that.
To know who they are.
Right. So anyway, come on up here and introduce yourself and what you're running for.
Okay, I was going to say what Aya said. I was just going to say just ditto on that. But my name is Leslie Nesmith, and I am running for Senate District 22, and I do have an incumbent. You may be familiar with her. That is Stephanie Bice, and she's voted for things that we are not for and against things that we are for. So if you're in my district, I will ask for your vote. I am married. My husband is here in the back of the room, videoing. And we have 6 kids. We're business owners. We own Chief Datacom and Chief Security. And why that's important is Chief Security is actually a Second Amendment business. So we sell concealed carry products. We are very, very pro Second Amendment. When this race came up, I was approached by numerous people, and it was because I'm known as the gun person in our district. So very pro Second Amendment, very anti-tax, very pro-veteran. My entire family. I'm the only one that didn't go into the military in some form, and I have a story behind that. I won't go into that now. My father retired, my brother, my sister served, my brother-in-laws, my nephew, my son is serving in the U.S. Navy right now. So we are very pro-military, and one of my issues is veteran suicides. Unfortunately, my family did experience that. My cousin, who was raised by my parents, he retired as a major, and he was a sapper commander at Fort Leonard Wood. And unfortunately, he succumbed to the 22 a day about 3 years ago. So that was very tragic for our family. But I can help give that purpose. So I'll be happy to speak with anybody afterwards. And if you have any, okay. And what Aya said.
Because I forgot to ask the question earlier, but I'm going to ask it now. Are you a member of the Oklahoma Second Amendment Association?
Yes, I am.
To my knowledge, and I looked it up today, the incumbent is Senator Bice, who has a B rating with the Oklahoma Second Amendment Association and is not a member. So that's what you've got to work with so far, folks. All right. So anyway, to let you know on that, I appreciate you making it up here tonight, and,
Yes.
and you bet, and your dedication. It's great to not have to convince someone you got to support the Constitution. I think you kind of got a little bit established here, so I appreciate you very much. Okay, ma'am, I'm going to have you come up. You're running for a seat.
I am.
Because I'm going to need you to introduce yourself.
My name is Emily DeLozier. This is my husband, Gil.
Come on up here. So, see, we're on camera.
Okay.
We got a bunch of people.
Oh,
right there.
right.
Yeah. So go right
Well,
ahead.
we actually live close to Tulsa, but I wanted to come down here because I thought that you might be a little more politically active. And they have their, I had never been to any of the meetings, but they do have them in Tulsa, I understand, every fourth Thursday. So I will be attending that. But we live right outside of Tulsa. And I am so tired of all the lawlessness that goes on in our country. And everybody that's conservative is getting blasted for being conservative, or for wanting their rights, or for trying to do what they feel is right. If you're a Christian conservative, you know you're going to have a rough time. But it's my understanding that the lady that I'm running against, and I did run against her in 2016, she votes against most of the gun laws, and she's been she's been with the school district for about 11 years and was president of the Board of Education. So she won't answer your phone calls, and she won't do what you ask her to.
Representing Nolan?
Yes.
Okay.
So
What
I
are you going to do different?
well, for one thing, I'm going to uphold the Constitution. I'm going to fight for the gun laws and the rights. And I was with you down at Oklahoma City when we signed the no taxes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I'm conservative, and I want to bring things back to how they ought to be.
Good.
I know none of you can vote for me, but I do appreciate being here.
Well, we got people that are watching that can.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. But we're lifetime members of the NRA. My husband has his FFL license. He can sell guns. And
So, are you a member of OK2A?
no, and I honestly didn't. I've never been to one of your meetings,
Fine.
but I will come now.
Right. It's only a little guilt trip. Just it's about that big.
I'm a mom. I know all about you.
Yeah, okay. Boy, done. Got that right. Okay. Is there any other persons that is a candidate? Did I miss anybody? Okay, nope. All right. Well, cool beans. All right. Well then, is there any other questions? Yes, sir.
I have a question for
Get
Mr.
you a second.
Roberts, Lady Kelly, Lady Nesmith, and Lady Delosier. Are any of you currently, right this second, this is my army that's coming out, sorry, concealed carry?
Yes, and NRA members.
I mean, you're carrying right this second.
I am.
I didn't think
I want to clarify something. That's a good question, but that don't mean garbage to me, and I'll tell you why.
necessarily, yeah, I agree.
Because I've had people show up at the legislature, say, "Oh my, we've got these guns in the closet. We got these guns." If someone comes up to me and starts telling me what guns they got, I could care less. I want to know if you're going to defend my liberty. I don't care how many guns you've got or what you've shot or if you went hunting or whatever. In fact, I'm not even going to let your military service because it's kind of impressive the amount of military that will not defend your constitutional right inside that dome. And it's amazing. And we've experienced this week, and I'm not saying names yet because I'm still trying to get something out of one legislator. Because I know how to play this game too. So you stay with us, and the loyalty, and legislators will tell you that our loyalty. You protect our issue, which is liberty. It's not just guns; it's liberty. You protect our issue, and we will protect you, just like we're going to see for Representative Roberts that you've just talked about. These guys, if they protected your wallet, they protected your liberty, and for me personally, if they're taking my money away from them, they're taking my liberty away from me, because that's what I need to use to survive with. And government's it's top heavy. It is just top heavy. So anyway, that's what that comes down to. Let me see if I missed anything on my list here. Okay. Remember the 28th, Chandler, Oklahoma, right? Yep. And Bev, are you still watching? Can you pull your phone up? Is Bev still watching? Is there any questions that's come in from Facebook? You got another on there? I must have put them all asleep.
Yeah,
you had a question, sir?
Yes.
You did too, didn't you?
Concert, what time is that meeting?
It's the concert. They're opening the doors at 7, which is when we're going to start the rally, and then the concert actually starts at 8. And I go to bed at 9, so I don't know how this is going to work out. I may be sleeping out in the car in the parking lot. Who knows? Which would not be my first time after a concert.
Who's going to feed your chickens?
You're going to feed my chickens? Yeah, right. So anyway, okay. I want to know, I got a pretty good idea who came the farthest tonight. That's one we usually have the longest drive. And I'm not talking golfers either. So who had the longest drive? That's right. How many miles is that?
Over 100.
100. You guys are, Tishomingo's what?
106 maybe.
106?
Yeah, I got it pared down pretty good after 6 years of driving down there to teach for more. So.
Okay, well, but from here, it's 106 from here or from more?
From more.
Well, they're probably going to win. You sure?
We come every semester.
Yeah, I know. You guys are great about it. Like I say, for dragging, drag people up from Tishomingo is pretpretty good. All right. Well,
they're captive on you. They got a grade right now.
Yeah, I was from Japan, so.
Yes, sir. How much?
Lone Grove.
Lone Grove's a good drive.
Oh, yeah.
But Tulsa's farther, isn't it?
No, Lone Grove would be farther. You have to have like a travel visa to come from
Prague.
Prague? Thank you. More. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. Let's see. Is it here? It is? Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. The barbecue sauce is here. We're gonna donate a couple here while we're at it. All right. Who brought the barbecue sauce? Did he just leave? How do you do advertising for people when they leave? They went to grab it? Okay. All right. Is there any other questions we had? legislation. I've got an idea for legislation next year. I'll go over it real quick with you. We've got some, oh, yes, ma'am.
You said to be at the Capitol for a rally.
The rally, we already had the rally at the Capitol. The rally will be in Chandler on the 28th. That's what I would do. Okay, I've got you had a question?
Yeah. Authors on 1212 with Dom and Roberts.
Correct. Sean Roberts. Yeah.
And Duty.
No.
Responsible for the amendment in the House.
Correct.
Okay.
The way it works. Let me make sure got it clear. Senator Dom is the Senate author. Representative Sean Roberts is the House author, and then Cootie will amend his bill to the original bill.
So where's it at? Which House is it?
Currently the Senate bill is in the House.
So they passed it out of Senate to the House. House is amending.
Correct, and then
it'll have to take a vote in the House.
It takes a vote in the House, and then it'll take a vote back in the Senate.
So 1212 right now, we need to speak to representatives to get them to get it out of there.
Correct.
To get it back to the
No,
Senate.
to get it's both. It's got to go back to the Senate after it passes the House.
Right. But Senate will be. The House will be the first people to vote on it.
Correct.
Okay.
Thursday
As
morning.
amended.
Thursday morning. Right. So, yes, sir, Mr. Lewis.
Which chamber should we go to on Thursday?
House.
On the House?
Yep. And then while you're there, go over and see a senator while you're up there. So, for sure. Yes, sir.
When that passes, when will it take effect?
If it's passed, it goes to the governor's desk. If it passes the House, it goes to the Senate. If it passes the Senate, which is going to be quite a challenge, it goes to the governor's desk. After it goes to the governor's desk, she's got time to veto it or sign it. And your guess is as good as mine as what she's going to do with it.
But if she does sign it, when would that?
It's November the 1st. Yeah, set up for November the 1st. So, and that's pretty traditional in any gun bill we've got going. Also, I'll go ahead and say this too. Oh, there we go. Man.
You want to get up and introduce himself?
Yeah. Cowboy Country, where's he at? Come on up here. What's your name again?
Kevin Williams.
Kevin? Kevin Williams. Kevin Williams has brought and donated Cowboy Country Barbecue. So what we're going to do tonight is the person that has the newest SDA license. Who's the person that's the newest SDA license? Who's it? Thank you, Sarah. You students got SDA license? No?
I gotta wait till October.
Oh, you gotta wait till October to get yours?
20.
You're 20?
27.
Just got 2014.
2014? Is that the newest one?
No, 2017.
2017? You just got yours in 2017?
Yeah, I just got it.
September.
9/26 of 17.
That's worth a jar of barbecue sauce right there. What's that again?
That's the thickest barbecue sauce in the nation right now.
Thickest barbecue sauce.
11/9 actually, it's getting even thicker though. On the next, I've got a new manufacturer on board. Those are actually $2 a bottle.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Ooh, put a head on it.
Yep.
So anyway, that's awesome, and like I said, I really appreciate you doing
Yes,
this.
sir.
And folks, this is a great example. Like I say, we're not George Soros funded here. That's not what this is about. We're going to save the rest of these that are going to go to the gig on the 28th, and we're going to have them for door prizes and other stuff there. So if you're going to want one, plus the other stuff, plus put in for the pew-pew, you need to be there. And like I say, folks, bring your friends, bring everybody. It is a family-oriented event. Families are welcome, for sure. Kids are welcome. And it's a mandatory. I get to hold babies before they can go in the door. It's one of those. It's a very, very minuscule rule, but I wrote it years ago. So anyway, well, I appreciate you so much for doing this, man. And
Anytime. You bet.
Yeah.
I've currently got 2 stores right now. One is the GFF down in Moore, in 12th and Santa Fe. And then I've got the Country Boy out in Harrah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
eventually, hopefully in the next year or two, we'll be into Crest and Buy for Less and Homeland,
Online?
Yes, ma'am.
I do have an online site. It's just not tweaked. I got to tweak it to where you can actually do online orders. So.
Yes, ma'am.
So the Country Boy out in Hera just switched to Harps. Will it still be sold at Harps?
I need to get with them. I know I've talked to the manager, day shift manager, and he's got like 250 people out in that area that he said would kill him if he got rid of it. So I think it's probably going to be a yes.
It's barbecue. That's serious.
Yes.
That's right. It's serious. Well, also I noticed he's barely got this little bitty dinky 1911 full size on his head there.
That's my pride and joy. That's my Colt Gold Cup.
Yeah.
I didn't feel the need to ask him.
So yeah,
So,
I've had
anyway.
it tricked out.
Didn't he say that there was an award? Do you have an award?
This is an award winning?
It was in competition. It was in the World Series of Barbecue Sauce, June of last year. I don't know if you guys are familiar, like the Food Network, where they do the competitions. They've split the competition over the years. They've actually got a sauce competition and a cook-off competition. So went up against 6 different countries, 606 different companies, and 55 of us was vinegar based. Placed 31st for the class, 369th in the world.
Wow. See, this is why you come to OK2A meetings, because you just learn stuff.
Yeah,
and win stuff. That's right. Well, also make sure we've got some of these cards in the back. If you're not a member affiliated with us on Facebook, take this with you. Pass them out to friends so they get involved. All you got to do is hand them this card so they can just look it up. Friend them on Facebook and all that type of stuff. Share it on Facebook, and we'll go from there. I think we just about got it done for a meeting tonight. If you have other questions, you can come here and ask us. Other than that, folks, I truly appreciate your support. This is grassroots right here. This is what legislators absolutely love or hate. Absolutely hate. So like I say, and also with the closing of filing period, I am totally inundated now with applications of surveys for candidacy, and I think there was like 800 filings. And so I've already been, I was guessing I may have been contacted already like 50 or 60 of them. I've been contacted by 50 or 60 of them. So again, we're going to try to shuffle through and pick out the best ones, do our best. And if there's more than one good one in a category or in a candidacy, we'll just tell you this is what they scored on our survey and go from there. Because sometimes it's just hard to make the call with that. But anyway, is there any other questions before we cut out of here on live?
Invite your friends to Facebook.
Invite your friends to Facebook. This thing's growing, and we need to keep this snowball rolling for sure. All right. Oh, yeah.
Do you have an Instagram account or any other social media?
No, there's a guy that's going to help us with Instagram, but Don Spencer's still kind of back in the 90s on the Instagram thing, but he said he's going to help us get it set up. But the deal is, I got so many irons in the fire, I don't want to start it until we can actually do it right. So, but yes, you're right. It does need to be, because I understand you can just, when you post on Facebook, it'll just automatically go there. Is that right?
Yeah, and you can
Vice versa? Okay. So that's what we're going to work on too. But yeah, any other suggestions like that's great. We appreciate it. Guys, thanks for coming up from Tisch. Boy, that's good stuff. Other night, folks. Oh, how many were the first time here tonight? Woo! All right. And the little ones, is this their first time? Now, these little ones that show up at the Capitol, I mean, there's some hardcore activists right there. Yeah, right there for sure. All right, folks, you guys be safe going home. Facebook Live, we appreciate you hanging in there with us. And, folks, just keep posted because we're going to keep you up to date on what's going on. Have a good evening.